Ethiopia is a land of numerous heritages. It comprises of tremendous number of tangible and intangible heritages. These heritages represent the country's long history, culture, and identity. Aksum is one of the wonderful historical heritage sites in Ethiopia. It is found in the Tigray state in the northern part of the country. The site marks the heart of ancient Ethiopia when the kingdom of Aksum was the most powerful state between the Eastern Roman Empire and Persia. The massive ruins dating from between the 1st and 13th century AD include monolithic obelisk, giant stele, royal tomb, and the ruins of ancient castles.
A heritage signifies identity. It is a means through which one can pass on the past experiences to the next generation. It represents objects or entities that hand down from generation to generation. It's a piece that reflects the present. It primarily reflects how forefathers came about.
Fasil is the other historical heritage site of Ethiopia. It is located in the Amhara state in the northern part of the country. The fortress was the residence of the Ethiopian emperors during the 16th and 17th century. The site was inscribed at the UNESCO World Heritage in 1979. The Harar Jagol is also the other magnificent historical heritage site in the eastern African nation, Ethiopia. The historic city is found in Harari state, the eastern part of the country. The shape of the land is plateau and surrounded by gorges and savanna. It contains many mosques, shrines, and unique interior design in the townhouses. Harar is said to be the fourth holiest city of Islam next to Mecca, Medina, and Jerusalem. Rock-hewn churches of Lalibela are an amazing historical heritage site in Ethiopia. It is found in the Amhara state of Ethiopia. The site contains 11 medieval cave churches from the 13th century. They are carved out of stones. This site is the best example of Ethiopia's rich architectural tradition. There are still other heritages which tell Ethiopia's rich past, ancient manuscripts. Parchment is called brana in Ethiopian local language. The artistic drawings and holy articles written on such parchments are historical prints of the past generation. They provide the sense of unity and belonging within a group and enable us to better understand previous generations and where we come from.
ማንኛውም መጽሐፍ መቅድሙን ካላነበብነው አንረዳው
We're not able to comprehend any book unless we read its preliminary pages for some information about it. We cannot have the full-fledged information about a book without reading the entire part of the book. We should be able to read the whole lot of the book to have full insight. Similarly, the scrolls are the foreword of a book that tells us something before we read the whole part. Relics are stepping stones to know more about Ethiopia. Therefore, having full information and knowledge about this heritage would enable us to envision the country we are going to build.
There are thousands of historical manuscripts in Ethiopia. Monasteries and mosques are the religious institutions that have maintained extensive collections of such manuscripts. Parchment was used for such manuscripts from the time of 4 gospel books of Abba Garima. Ancient Ethiopians put their history and knowledge of science in such manuscripts. The majority of manuscripts are in Ge'ez, the ancient language of the country.
ተደጉሶ ተለፍቶባቸው ምን ተብለው ብዙ ዕውቀትና ክህሎት ፈሶባቸው ነው የተዘጋጁት
The heritage came about through a strong commitment and skill. They require a unique skill. They also consist of political, social, medical, astrology, and others. If we want to know the past experience of our country, we have to go to read objects in association with history. In so doing, we will be able to preserve our heritage.
The other benefit that comes from preserving such historical heritages, it plays a central role in contributing for communal support. Heritages help to identify the culture and strengthening social cohesion.
የብራና ቅርሶቻችን ዛሬም ቢሰሩ አዲስም ቢሆኑ ከሀገር መውጣት አይችሉም።
We should be able to preserve our heritage as they are strong reflections of our society. Such manuscripts should not be taken away to a foreign country. The proclamation on heritage provides that. It is believed that there are over 500,000 ancient manuscripts available in Ethiopia.
Historical heritages have also a great role in creating deeper sense of collective identity.
ይህን ታሪክ ይህን ቅርስ ያቆዩት ለምን ይመስላሉ አባቶቻችን?
Why do you think our forefathers preserved these ancient materials for us? It's because they comprise of knowledge which is very essential for us. It is because they are reflections of our identity. They consist of information which is worth more than money.
Heritages are tremendously vital in boosting the social and economic values of the society. However, some individuals who lack responsibility expose the heritages for imminent damage.
እነዚህ ቅርሶች ተጋላጭነታቸው በተለያዩ አድባራት ገዳማት ይገኛሉ።
These heritages are found in different churches and monasteries. There are many irresponsible people who are passing on the historical materials to other people. We have come across numerous of such cases.
እምነታቸው የሳሳ በአገራቸው እምነት የሌላቸው
People who are involved in stealing the historical heritage are utterly irresponsible. They are people subjugating themselves for material things. The society should investigate and expose such criminals.
Ancient manuscripts pass down vital knowledge to the next generation. It is necessary to preserve such historical materials both by the government and the community.
ግን ይሄን መጠበቅ ያለበት ማን ነው ካልከኝ በመጀመሪያ እዛ አካባቢ ያለው ማህበረሰብ ነው ቅርሱ ሊጠብቅ የሚጠበቅበት።
If you ask me as to who should preserve these materials, first of all, the community who lives in the nearby area. Individuals who sell the artifacts should be denounced. The society should strongly strive to be in guard of the materials. Secondly, the government is responsible for the same cause.
በስጦታ ዕቃ መሸጫ መደብር አካባቢ ያሉ ሰዎች የተለያዩ ማስታወሻ
Souvenir owners are required to sell their materials with great caution. They should be on guard not to sell some invaluable manuscripts that must remain in the country.
ተጋላጭነታቸውን ለመከላከል የፖሊስ ሚና ምንድነው?
With regard to protecting the historical relics, the people living in the area should be given awareness on how to protect their own heritage. The next step is using all the legal means to expose the individuals embezzling the historical heritage.
Culture is the social behavior and norms found in human societies. It is considered a central concept encompassing the range of phenomena that are transmitted through social learning. Expressive forms such as art, music, and ritual are said to be cultural universals. Therefore, the community should make every effort in conserving the reflections of the society.
በስፋት ህብረተሰቡ እነዚህ ሀብቶቼ ናቸው።
The community should be able to know the historical heritage as preliminary pace for the development we envision, besides perceiving the materials as a fortune. We have to consider the heritage as interior part of the page in history. We should make awareness campaign to the society to rise up the society's conscience so that it is preserved with utmost care.
ቅርሶቻችን አውጥተው ለገንዘብ ለጥቅም ለጊዜያዊ ጥቅም ብለው አውጥተው ይሸጣሉ።
Some irresponsible people embezzle the historical heritage for their temporary advantage. They are not simply selling out the heritage, they are rather selling out their identity. because the scrolls consist of information that are not yet exposed for the world.
Culture is a set of knowledge acquired over time. It values the peaceful coexistence and mutual respect between different cultures inhabiting the same planet. Sometimes culture is also used to describe specific practices within a subgroup of society.
I personally love my citizenship. I am responsible for keeping my historical artifacts which reflect about myself. This should be the responsibility of every citizen. Next, the government is also responsible to preserve the historical relics.
Heritage represents humankind's legacy from the past, an irreplaceable source of life and inspiration for present and future generations.
ውስጣቸው ያለው ዕውቀት ትውልዱ ለጥናትና ምርምር ሊያውለው ከሆነ እነዚህ ሀብቶች አገር ውስጥ ሊቀመጡ ይገባል።
The knowledge and information contained in such historical manuscripts are vital for the generation. Therefore, the artifacts should be preserved in the country. They should be organized and made ready for research in various social and historical studies. Therefore, concerned bodies are responsible and the society should be responsible to keep them safe in the country. It is enshrined in the proclamation. It is also a moral responsibility.
As heritages are reflections of identity, historical prints, and cultural heirs, it is the responsibility of every citizen to preserve them.
A person who preserves his heritage preserves his country. If we give the heritage over the third party, it means we are selling our identity and historical heritage, and it should not be like this.
በአጠቃላይ ቅርሶች የኛው የኢትዮጵያን ኩራት ናቸውና
Heritage are the pride of the country. They are irreplaceable and unavailable a second time. Therefore, every society is responsible to preserve the materials.
Every part of the community should play their respective role in protecting these cultural heritages, reflecting about the given society.
ከየትኛውም አቅጣጫ ለነዚህ ቅርሶቻችን ስጋት የሚሆኑ ነገሮች ሊያጋጥሙ ይችላሉ።
Threatening things might happen to these artifacts from every direction. We would not have another responsible person other than ourselves. In addition to keeping a well-organized system, people who are nearby the heritage are primarily responsible in keeping the heritage. They are sources of our prideful history and should be given prime attention.
The government should work in coordinated manner for the preservation of our historical artifacts.
ከቅርስ ጥበቃ ባለስልጣን ጋር ከዚህ በፊትም አብረን ተሰራ ነበር።
We are working together with the Heritage Protection Authority. We hand over apprehended materials after the court procedures. Recently, we are handing over 100 historical heritages that were stolen by individuals. They were stolen in different times. The individuals are made guilty of stealing and punished in money and imprisonment. We are submitting these materials to the authority.
እነዚህን እንዴት እንጠብቅ የሚለውን በዋናነት ደግመን ደጋግመን አስመረን እያነሳን ነው እንዳለ ነው።
We are underscoring that the historical artifacts are beyond monetary value. We have a historical and citizen responsibility to keep these materials. We should use the modern system of inventory to control the materials. There should be check and balance. The inventory system should be learned by different institutions. This system is also being taught in different regions.
Sustainable tourism development requires coordinated development planning between the various concerned government departments as well as public-private partnerships. Various models are available for enhancing inter-institutional cooperation and coordination at national as well as at local levels.